Welcome back. The culmination of this best of 5 comes to an end here on Foxtrot Labs. We have a Protoss versus Zerg, two players who both won their matches earlier in Zest and Dark. They're both in the lobby going crazy.
1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, says Zest. And then he says, please turn down the lights. These guys, unbelievable players for both teams. It's very divided, 3-2. Me and you both going for Dark here.
Yep. And Monday Caster and Kanata are choosing Zest. So, very, very divided. I still think this could go either way. I want to give a slight edge to Dark. This is not his best matchup, though, or not the matchup he's known for right now, which is, in fact, the ZVT matchup. So, something to keep in mind.
Yep, very true. Maybe he just hasn't shown his true colors, though. Colors in this matchup. We're going to have to wait and see. Zest, one of the best Protoss players in the world. This is probably one of his biggest tests yet.
Yep. KT needs a win here. By the way, a win for SK Telecom would tie them with CJ Indus again and the exact same indicator in first place. Let's find out which one of these two telecom teams is going to win their first match in round 1.
Down here in the bottom left, in the red, the Protoss player for KT, it is Zest.
Kingslayer now faces one of Slayer's Boxer's old projects. The new Zerg versus Terran style we're seeing from this guy. Incredible plays. It's Dark. It's flying to the top right in blue. And I just feel like, with how this sets up, Dark is tested at the highest level in a different matchup, whereas for Zest, I feel like the stress is so high because talking about indicator points and scores, already we saw Prime fall with the same. If KT loses, let's just imagine the situation. They'll fall with the same indicator that Prime did when they fell in their ace match, which will keep them remaining in 8th place, and then will of course tie SKT for first again. So we'll just further the idea that the team that lost the finals last year, is in first, and the team that was considering to lose. Yeah, okay, I said it right. Sorry, I confused myself there. And the team that won is in last, and something has changed. What has changed between these two seasons? They don't. That's not what KT wants people to think. They don't want to think they're slumping or they're having trouble. But it's undeniable they're going to have a worse score than Prime if they lose this.
Very, very true. And right off the bat here, we do see Dark scout with this drone. He's not going to go down there and block the CC first that's coming out of Zest. Well, he's going to try to come over here actually right now. Can he block it?
Yep.
Well, he's blocking it for now. He doesn't have enough for a hatchery if he wants to go for a hatch block.
Yeah, he's already made his hatch at home. Was just going to continue to be annoying. Force a second probe to come down here and delay this significantly. Even the cleaning bot almost blocked in there for a second.
Get out of here, cleaning bot.
That's kind of annoying. But, as this is, it's going to be, of course, a gas before pool since he already scouted it was a Nexus first. So, good opening for Dark here. Not bad. Not on their hand for Zest either. It was just delayed, so that's really annoying. But he's going to be able to get his tech out pretty quickly behind this as well.
Yeah. Foxtrot Labs, a two-player map, I guess you can call it. There are 2 different ways to spawn, but it'll always be cross-spawns. So once you spawn somewhere, you're always going to know where your opponent spawns. It's always going to be cross.
Yeah. There are a few maps like that. The only map that was unique in this way, that it was a 4-player map that had different spawns that really mattered, like insanely differently, was a really bad map called Way Station. If you guys remember that one. That's like the only map I could think of that was like, different like this. Shakura's Plateau was kind of like this, but it was like you had 3 different spawn locations.
Yeah.
That was another map that a lot of people do not like and want to forget. But anyways,
well, that's the past. StarCraft, we've made it past that. Now got a very nice map pool. Well, so far in this game, I'm going to still have to wait and see what these two players wants to go ahead and do. Still no text so far for Zest. His cybernetics score has just finished.
And Dark pulls all out of gas after he starts speed, so he's getting a huge boost to his mineral income right now. As you guys can see there, he's not mining any more gas, so he can go ahead and drop the third base pretty quick. Going to decide to do the base south of his main. As getting the other base requires you to kill the rocks, and that's something he does not have the manpower or Zerglings to do just yet. Lings sneak into the main and try to scout that tech, which has not yet been shown. No tech whatsoever. Splits his Lings even just to maximize their efficiency, but it's just a Mothership Core coming out for now. And Warp Gate research, so we could see a Gateway follow-up as well here. Not bad for the map, because that third base location, pretty far away, tough to spread creep to.
Yep. Very, very hard. Again, Zest, a Protoss player, not really known for one specific style in PvC. He's done rushes, he's done all-ins, he's played for the late game. And I'm really curious to see what he decides is best against Dark.
Well, a hidden Robo so far is the plan here, but Link speed is done. Can he try to find it? Let Sentry one little tick away from blasting that Zergling to death. And there he goes. The Overlord is scouting the correct location, though, the correct route. Oh, he doesn't go far enough to see it. He probably expects it's just a gateway at the wall. But it's, in fact, a Robo, so 2 additional gates coming up without it, or behind it. I think we're going to see a Sentry drop here.
Could definitely come into fruition. Gonna have to wait and see once again. As that Robo does finish, what do you see come out? Right away, a Warp Prism. So you were right in the fact. Gonna see that Sentry drop. Already a lot of sentries made, more on the way.
Yeah.
And still no scout out of Dark. He has not moved that Overlord.
He makes a ton of Overlords here, by the way, to free up a ton of supply. He does not yet have a Roach Warren, but comes up here. Doesn't quite... Okay, sees the Robo, but doesn't see what's coming out of it. But immediately a Roach Warren and a Lair started. And here comes that Sentry drop. Third Sentry a bit too slow. He's going to rush this out because he knows he's been scouted. And if he can actually get in here... let's see how he wants to do it, because a lot of people drop at the third, a lot of people drop at the main, try to force field. He's got 3 extra gates coming up, so he's definitely going to have an Immortal follow-up. Let's see if he decides to try to force units at the third, or if he's going to go into the main base. And Dark has nothing in the main right now.
Yeah, very true. He's making a lot of Zerglings right now to hold it off. Before that Roach Warren is done, just dropping out the sentries first at the third base, try to kill off some of these Zerglings, but now they're going to get on this high ground position behind the third base, but he does get picked up once again.
He's just toying with him. And you know what? Dark's not taking the bait. He's actually making 12 drones right now on a macro hatch. He's reading this so well. He's like, no, you're just trying to make me make units. I'm going to do the opposite of what you want. And when we do your follow-up push, I'm going to have enough drones and a macro hatch for a ton of production. I'm going to have Roach speed and +1. This drone wave means an imminent attack, an attack that comes right now, is very scary. But if he can hold that first wave, if he can delay it, his economy is in a great spot to produce so many units, especially off of that extra hatch. He's making spines right now. He's at 60 drones.
Dark has read this so well. He even sends out that one Zergling, that one Speedling to scout the composition first. He sees the Immortals. He's like, okay, I know what's coming my way. Those spine crawlers are on the way, but they take a long time to build, and with the Immortals here, they can be focused down very fast. Only 5 Roaches so far and 3 Queens.
It's a good response here, but it's a bit of a gamble because with this, you know, he's almost certainly not going to hold his third base, especially with these force fields. But with the macro hatch, that's what's going up at home. This is just trying to buy time for the economy with all those extra drones and that Roach speed to hold things on. Ling's coming from behind here, but a nice Zealot wall by Zest denies them, and more Roaches start to fall here. Zest force fields again. Spinecrawler will get burst down. A few more Roaches spawning to their deaths, and a great time warp helping to zone out those Roaches as well. Drones get pulled here, but a nice force field to stop them, and that is so important right now because he needs those drones.
He needs those drones. He may want to think about fighting with them very soon. He goes for it, but a really nice force field once again, just totally cutting off all the forces of Dark, who's just trying to hold on, trying to buy time, looking similar to that Sioux game.
Yep, he's trying to get as many sentries as he can. It's time now to let this base go, though. Pull back and try to get that Roach count up with the economy he built, but loses another Queen, loses another Roach, and he just wants to fight here, it looks like, but this is definitely not a fight that he can win.
He's trying desperately to hold on. He's trying to make as many units as possible, trying to mix in some Zerglings now that there's not many Zealots, but just so much progress. Even dancing the Immortals right now.
He dances the Immortals. This did not go Dark's way. He thought it was going to be a later follow-up push. It was a really fast one. GG. Zest closes it out.
Wow, man.
I felt like it was a great read by Dark, but man, he just came right across the map.
It came too fast. He wasn't expecting it that fast. Maybe thinking he had more time, like you were saying. He beat that huge swell of drones. 12 drones.
It was a good spawning location for this push to come across immediately as well. You know, had he chosen the other third base, it would have been further away, but he would have had to kill the rocks. Tough spawning locations for Zerg in this matchup. And Zest just toying with him there, getting those drones out. And, you know, as you can see here, Dark's really disappointed with what happened. He tried to get spines up. They weren't ready in time. It's such a short rush distance to that third base. And Zest did not wait. He did not try to force the issue further and stick around and try to keep using that Warp Prism to harass. Instead, he just went right for the attack. He assessed the situation well. Maybe he even saw those spines and he was like, oh, you made drones instead. I'm going to kill you. But what a great follow-up.
Yeah, Zest just showing very strong in this matchup as well. The strong push on the map, like you were saying, very far away from that natural, that third base, and just Dark being a bit too greedy with the drones at that moment in time, not quite getting the read. Once he saw that army, he was like, oh, crap, probably. He's like, let me throw down some spines, let me try to get out as many units as possible, but it came too fast. The timing was perfect there for Zest.
By the way, the force fields were better than perfect.
Oh, yeah. Those are like
drones.
parting force fields, man. Zest has got him. He's another Protoss that is just amazing at controlling his army, and that includes the force fields.
That was absolutely insane what we just saw from that attack. The force fields, had they been a little bit worse, maybe Dark could have gotten a few more roaches out. It was really more of an issue of time, though. And I feel like we're going to see Zest as the MVP, so hopefully we'll get to hear a little bit for him about what he felt about that last game. But here's our results. It was a 3-2. We went to the ace match. Stats and Zest lead the charge with a 2-0. And then Billowy, you know, after he falls, Dark comes in to clean things up, plays his best matchup, beats Flash, Innovation, playing a more defensive style in the TVT. And TY allows him to get into an impregnable position inside his own base.
Yep.
To lock that down. And then
low ground and high ground.
Exactly. And then in our ace match on Foxtrot, Zest versus Dark. Zest is able to trick Dark and go for a fast push, solo him up. So, Brandon, why don't you give us our current standings?
Well, with that loss from SKT, they do go down to second place behind CJ Entus, who is currently 3-0 with a +5. They are really putting on the heat this season in round one. Jenner Greenwing's there, as well as Samsung Galaxy, third and fourth place at 1-1. We got a lot of 1-1s here. StarTale-yoe, and MVP there. Prime is now 0-3, but KT Rolster with that win, they are not in last place. They will go to 7th.
Yep, they do advance to 7th, and they may even advance further depending on how Yoe and MVP do, along with Samsung, because with another loss, they would drop down to at least, Yoe would drop down to at least the same score as KT